How's it going, everybody? It's me again, Crimson here. And today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am reading off of a website page. Fucking spooky, bro. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding about the whole website thing, though, because look what the TF2 team put on the blog posts on the Team Fortress 2 website. They added a little blog post talking about concept balance changes that could and or will happen with certain weapons in Team Fortress 2. Now here's the thing. Here's what makes this kind of different, is that these balance changes have not been added yet. They're just throwing out like little ideas and concepts for us to kind of react to, and I am going to kind of read out and share my feelings about how some of these balance changes are. And I'll try to move through them as quickly as I can because I don't want to fucking be spending like 20 minutes on this shit. So, you guys, if you want to read the whole paragraph or something, then you can pause the video. But I'm just gonna read the balance changes and give my like thoughts and feelings about it. So for the first concept change they have is the panic attack. What they're planning on doing is adding a 50% faster switch speed, 50% more pellets, 30% less damage. Fires a wide, fixed shot pattern regardless of server settings, and shot patterns grow with successive shots, e.g. while holding down the attack button, but resets after you stop firing or reload. This sounds pretty freaking awesome for a lot of reasons. Like, I've noticed that a lot of people have started using the panic attack as like an actual, like, unironic, like, non-meme weapon, and I actually have lost a lot of gunfights against people who are using the panic attack, and I feel like this does kind of balance it out for people like me who suck at everything in life. The panic attack is fun to use, but it's horrible to fight against. But at the same time, the panic attack also kind of seems like this weapon where it's like you need to have it out like 100% of the time, and like that's not what secondaries are meant for, as it says up here. So yeah, I mean, I kind of like these changes. I'm not really sure how the pellets would affect the damage, so I don't really understand the damage debuff, but you know, whatever. Alright, so this is one I'm kind of iffy about. This one I'm kind of 50-50 on. The Ambassador. They want to change that the first shots are no longer perfectly accurate. Bullet spread is instead reduced by 50%. This makes headshots much less reliable at long range, while still very viable at close to medium range. Now, here's the thing. It talked about how, like, there are people who are getting, like, long-range headshotted by, like, spies and stuff like that with Ambassador. And there are times where, I see a kill on an Ambassador, I'm just like, that's not fair. Like, that, like, a spy, when you look at a spy, you're supposed to think, like, oh, well, you know, he can't really do anything at long range, so, you know, whatever. That's, you know, that's basically the whole deal. But it's like, there are people who are so good with the Ambassador, you can't even fucking touch them. And, like, yeah, you can kind of say, like, well, they practice, so it's like, they kind of deserve to have that kind of power, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of unfair, really, if you think about it, because it's like, there's this fucking spy, and, you know, like, usually spies are really easy to kill, but this fucking spy is going nuts with the Ambassador, so, like, you know, it's like, why don't you just go fucking sniper if you like headshots so much, you know? So, in some ways, I like this change, but in other ways, it's like, this kind of spits in the face of people who practice for months and maybe even years with the Ambassador. So, I'm kind of like, I like some things about it, but I dislike other things about it. Here's one that, I'm happy about in concept, but I feel like when it actually happens, I'm going to be a little mad about it. The Dead Ringer. They want to change it so that ammo kits and dispensers no longer refill the spy's cloak meter with the Dead Ringer. See, I use the Dead Ringer a lot, and I've actually started practicing the whole, like, oh, just, you know, I'm kind of one of those, I'm not going to beat around the bush here, I'm kind of one of those people who kind of abuses the Dead Ringer just kind of to piss off the enemy team. I mean, it's a good get out of jail free card, but, like, I can see why it'd be so frustrating, because I've had those moments where there was a spy dead in my sights, and I was about to fucking kill him, and it just goes, bye, I'm out of here, I get the Dead Ringer, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, now where is he, you know? And by that point, he's already fucking picked up ammo kits from like a destroyed fucking Sentry or something, so it's like, well, shit, you know? So, I actually do kind of like this, but only in terms of the fact that I no longer have to deal with other people's bullshit, but now my bullshit's gonna get screwed with too, so that's the only thing I'm kind of about, kind of growly, angry. Your eternal reward. When I read this, I could not believe they actually thought this was a good idea. They want to remove the cannot disguise penalty and added non-kill disguises require and consume a full cloak meter. Backstab base disguises are free. Increase cloak drain by 50%. I don't like this. Like, yes, your eternal reward is one of the most, like, unused knives in the game, but that's because it's also a knife that requires a shit ton of skill. And if you remove the skill factor, it just becomes this another knife that just seems like kind of a gimmick, really. It seems like it's just worse. Like, your eternal reward is very simple. It's a very simple knife. You backstab somebody and you instantly get a disguise. You know, there's no bullshit. It's a silent death. The body cloaks. So, like, you could pull off these chain stabs and no one would be any the wiser. So it's like, it heavily rewards people who are great at flanking as spies and don't have to rely on disguises to get behind people. But this just seems like this gives a crutch to everybody who doesn't want to try, while in the meantime blowing out the kneecaps of any person who actually, like, wants to try, you know? It only seems to help the people who don't want to be good at it. And it's coming from somebody who's not that good at it. The Sandman changes. Long-range ball impacts no longer removes the victim's ability to fire their weapon, but the victim is still slowed. Not sure how I feel about that. Sandman's kind of a good counter to a heavy, but anyways. We've updated achievements that we're looking for disarmed players. Okay. Max range balls now do 50% increased damage. That I actually kind of like. The flight time required to trigger the max effect has been reduced by 20%. Not how I feel. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, because I have been on the receiving end of a max range ball, and it's pretty fucking embarrassing. Ball regeneration time reduced to 10 seconds from 15. Sure, you know, why not? You know, just more balls. But overall, I feel like these changes are a little silly. Like, if they remove the whole, you know, removing the, like, if they just, like, kept in the whole victims being disarmed and then, like, added everything else, I would actually kind of like it. Because the Sandman is a great counter to heavies who are, like, being fucking pocketed, and Sir Stanger talked about this a lot, and you know, he said, like, oh, well, you know, if there's, like, a fucking Australian stacked unusual pocketed heavy, I could easily just throw a Sandman and pop in a good few shots before he would get unstunned, and I could just kill him as a scout. It's like, yeah, that's like, Sandman's a great counter to a heavy. I actually kind of feel like that's what the Sandman originally was meant to be. Was basically be a direct counter to a heavy, or just any power class that's being pocketed by a medic. So this kind of, it's like, yeah, the victim's slowed, but they can still fire their weapon, so what's the fucking point? Next one is the Bonk Atomic Punch, and this one, these changes are so weird. It's apply a slow effect to players after the phasing wears off, based on the amount of damage they absorbed. From minus 25% at low damage to minus 65 at 200 plus damage. Lasts for 5 seconds. I don't like this, because once again, the Bonk Atomic Punch is a direct counter to sentry nests. Because, I mean, yes, it doesn't happen that often, but I've seen a point where, like, a scout will actually go in with the Bonk Atomic Punch, and while the sentry is distracted by the scout, everyone just goes in and destroys the fucking sentry, and the engineer can't do shit, because the sentry's too focused on the scout. Plus, the Bonk Atomic Punch is used to basically run away from, like, some sort of choke point. You know, it's just like kind of a way for a scout to get through a choke point, so this kind of negates the whole purpose of having the Bonk Atomic Punch, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. Pretty Boy's Pocket Pistol. This fucking weapon desperately needs some changes, but I'm not sure if these were the changes it needed. The new design is a 15% plus firing speed. See how that turns out, because we don't really have any pistols that have increased firing speed. Up to 7 HP per hit from plus 5. Okay, so they're still making the shitty, like, bootleg Blutslogger. The bootleg Blutslogger. The Blutslogger. God damn it. Minus 25% clip size, down to 9 shots. And it also says up here that they'll keep the whole no fall damage thing. So, I mean, it's better than it was before, but at the same time, it ain't exactly what it used to be. You know, it's like, I kind of wish they just would bring the Pretty Boy's Pocket Pistol back to what it used to be. I actually liked it like that, where it kind of gave the scout a little bit of a health boost. But that's just me. Criticola. This one's kind of confusing, really. I'll try to explain it as best as I can kind of interpret it. Changes. Added each attack while active, adds Mark for Death debuff for 5 seconds, does not stack. Removed Mark for Death when effect expires. Removed 25% moves and speed bonus. Removed 10% damage taken penalty. I like the remove stuff. Well, except for the Mark for Death. But that lasted so little, it's like, what the fuck's even the point? I do like how they removed the whole move speed bonus, because if you know anything about the Scout, if you had a full boosted Babyface's blaster and you had a Criticola, you would move so fast. You can move so fast that you can outrun your fucking hitbox. You know, it's just like, because it stacks. So it's ridiculous. It stacks as far as I can tell. That's how I interpret it. The Atomizer. This weapon, these changes are a little goofy. Changes. Triple jump is now only possible when the bat is deployed. I kind of like that, because now you can tell when a scout has the ability to triple jump or not. Removed self-inflicted damage while triple jumping. Another really good thing. I like that. I didn't like the whole self-inflicted damage. That seemed kind of silly. Removed attack speed penalty. Again, I don't know why that was even added in the first place, so this is good. Added melee attacks done while airborne mini crit. I like that. That kind of utilizes the triple jump a little bit better. Added 50% deploy time penalty to prevent quick switch bypass. Okay, I could see why that would be there. And removed damage penalty versus players from 15% from 20%. Yeah, I like that. Just all around, the Atomizer's got some good changes, although they are a little questionable. The flying guillotine. Some people probably really like these changes. Some people probably really fucking hate these changes, and I can already see it. Blue. Fuck off. So anyways, removed crit versus stun players. Removed mini crits at long range. Didn't even know that was a thing. Added long range hits reduce recharge by 1.5 seconds. Distance is considered long range, reduced by half the previous value when determining mini crits. Okay. I like these changes personally, because I never really used the Sandman Guillotine combo, and when I did, I felt like a fucking cockface for it, so, you know. But I would understand why some people would be really mad about this, you know. But, in my opinion, I feel like you have no right to be mad, mister. I like to fucking abuse crits, like a fucking dick face. Anyways. I'm dying on the inside. I'm dying. I haven't uploaded a video in 6 days, and I upload this shit. Base jumper. Changes to the base jumper. Reduced amount of air control deploy by 50%. I like that. Remove the ability to redeploy the parachute while once retracted. Or, yeah, it's retracted. Until the player lands on the ground again. I like these changes. I am getting so fucking sick and tired of these base jumper trollgers coming at me when I'm a fucking scout. I'm trying to fucking shoot at them, and they just get the fucking marker garden. It's like, what the fuck, dude? That also can be kind of blamed for random weapon spread and me forgetting that the scout moves fast. But at the same time, it's like they move so fast, too. It's like there's no point even trying to fucking run away, you know? Man treads. These are changes I would really fucking like. Changes. 75% push force reduction now includes air blast. Really good. Now the soldier has a direct counter to air blasting. Added 200% air control while blast jumping. This would be interesting. I actually kind of imagine this would be kind of like the wee booties for the soldier. I like it. I like that. Overall, I really like it. I kind of hope that they keep the. I really hope that they keep the whole aerial stomp thing. You know, they're probably going to. Darwin's Danger Shield. I'll be honest, I'm a Danger Shield sniper, but I'm only a Danger Shield sniper because I don't want to die from their snipers, man. Come on. No. I'm a garbage player. New design. Counter ranged pyro burn attacks, e.g. flares, and strengthen melee fights versus pyros. Afterburn immunity, 50% fire resistance. This is good and bad because, yes, now the sniper has a direct counter to pyros, and pyros who like to fucking spam scorch shots. You know who you are, you pieces of shits. But at the same time, it's like the danger shield isn't always just used in fucking sniper battles. They're also used by huntsman snipers who want a little bit of a fucking health cushion so they can actually kind of like hold on in a fight. They just want to like be able to hold their own. So it's like, yeah, the majority of snipers who use the danger shield are just shitty gibbous snipers like me who fucking body shot everybody. But, you know, what about the people who use it when they're using a huntsman? You know, now all of a sudden they don't have this fucking protection anymore unless like everybody on the enemy team is fucking pyros. Even though I kind of imagine that the cozy camper was kind of a soft counter against pyros scorch shots, because the whole point of the scorch shot was to make the sniper flinch so it'd be harder to hit shots. But, you know, the cozy camper reduces flinch, actually just outright negates flinching if you are fully charged. But, whatever. The Razorback changed minus 100% overheal penalty, so no pocketing here, baby. And added shield regenerates after 30 seconds. I like this, but at the same time, what if you go to backstab somebody who has a Razorback and their Razorback had been destroyed and all of a sudden just Razorback? Oh no. Now you're really fucked. Now you got a machete through your face when you should have gotten that sweet old backstab. So, really what should be going on here is that you should get a particle effect. A little pretty little glitter. Oh, look, Razorback glitter. Then it comes back. So, you're not stupid, and you backstab a sniper who ends up getting another fucking Razorback out of nowhere. You know? The Vita Sauce changes are stupid. Just stupid. I don't really... I mean, it sounds cool. It sounds cool. But here, I'll show you what I mean. Added organs collecting concept. You know, you hit someone with a saw and out pops a vital organ, which you can take and hold. Each hit with a Vita Saw harvests a victim's organs, shown on the HUD. Added on death, preserve 50% uber charge per organ harvested. This effect caps at 60%. Okay. But, here's the thing. Why not just equip the Uber Saw? You know, like, I don't want to sound like fucking Sir Stanger 2.0 over here, but it's true. Why not just equip the Uber Saw? You know, if you're gonna go out and fucking melee people to preserve a fucking Uber charge, why not get some instantaneous Uber out of that so you can stay in the fucking front lines and not have to rely on the fact that, oh, hey, don't worry, I'll keep Uber after I die. It's like that's only up to 60%. If you have 100% Uber and you manage to get enough to fucking, you know, keep 60%, you still fucking died with 100% Uber that you could have used to do like some really nice fucking push. So, in the end, this is just they're turning the Vita Saw into a fucking Chinese bootleg fucking Uber Saw. But I do like the organs concept. I'm sure they can do something better with it. I have no clue. I'm not a game designer. Okay, fucking get off my back. Oh, they want to change the Crusader's crossbow? I don't know why. Ubercharge gain rate reduced in the same way that Medigun's healing, and therefore Ubercharge build rate is based on the last time the target was in combat. Reduced by a third when 1 through 10 seconds is outside of combat, and scales up to normal over 10 to 15 seconds. So basically what that means is you can't just sit in the back and gain Uber off of healing people from across the map on fucking Turbine. I feel like that's bullshit, though, because I feel like players should be rewarded for predicting a teammate's movements and healing them. But that's just me. I've noticed that a lot of these fucking changes sound like they're penalizing players who practiced, and, you know, it just doesn't seem very fair to people who have practiced and have figured out everything. And it just seems like it's only affecting, like this only positively affects players who are fucking shit at the game. You know, that's just how I interpret it. But, you know, before I get fucking mad, let's move on to the heavies changes. All miniguns changes. The 1 second damage and accuracy penalty now applies to the first second of spin-up time. Whether the heavy is not firing or not, previously the 1 second damage penalty would only be removed after 1 second of firing. Again, these changes sound weird because I didn't even know this shit existed. I didn't know there was a 1 second damage penalty, like damage and accuracy penalty for rev up. Anyways, accuracy and damage penalties now reset when the heavy spins down rather than the heavy stops firing. This means you stay spun up beyond 1 second and fire in burst. Damage and accuracy will remain at 100%. Okay. These are all good changes. It's always nice to get some fucking nice changes with the heavy. It's always nice. Don't get me wrong. it just seems kind of weird. You know, I didn't even know this fucking, like I said, I didn't even know this damage and accuracy penalty existed, but whatever. Gloves of running urgently. Oh, geez, what do they want to change? Added max health is drained while item is active, 10 per second, and regenerated while holstered. Health will regenerate only the amount drained while active, minus any damage taken during that time. Each time the gloves are deployed, the drain rate is accelerated for a brief period of time. Remove mark for death while active, and remove 25% damage penalty. Okay, these are cool and all, but here's a problem. You're adding another debuff to a fucking heavy melee. How about... just don't do that. Why... like, the gloves of running urgently don't even make the heavy run that fast. They only make him run about as fast as, like, maybe a demo man. Like, so, what the fuck's the point? And if you really think about it, a demo man could probably do more damage in much faster time than a heavy, even if the heavy does have the gloves. So, I'm not really sure why this is even here. But, you know, I do like the, they're going to want to remove the damage penalty and the mark for death. That is pretty nice. But, you know, let's move on to the eviction notice. The eviction notice added max health is drained. Oh, for fuck's sake. Really? They're going to do this for all of them? Remove 25%. Oh, okay, but why? Why do you want to do this? You're just making the heavy, just like be punished for using a melee weapon. If he's using a melee weapon, chances are he's out of fucking options. He's out of ammo and out of options. And chances are he's also not that really healthy at the moment. So why the hell would you do that? I mean, yes, I do like they removed the 20% damage vulnerability. That is nice that they want to remove that, but you're still bleeding all over the place, man. Clean that shit up. I don't care that you get your health back after you holster it. You're still getting shot at. Oh, Fist of Steel. Changes. Added 40% overheal reduction while active. Added 40% healing rate penalty while active. Again, why with all the debuffs of the heavy melees? I don't get it. Why? Why with all the debuffs? Why do you hate heavy so much? You assholes. Alright. And the last change is engineer with the rescue ranger. I'm a little fucking scared. Changes. Range repairs now consume metal. Oh, no. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Oh, come on, no. No. The rescue ranger is meant to be used if you are completely out of fucking metal and you still need your sentry to be healed. This bullshit will not help. Are you fucking serious? Oh. I hope to God that the community voice is loud enough to say, hey, fuckers, don't debuff the heavies melees anymore, and don't fucking debuff the fucking rescue ranger. You know, the engineer's got a pretty fucking bad as it is. Well, not that bad, but, you know, you gotta be a really good multitasker to play engineer. I'm not exactly the best multitasker ever, if you can't tell. But yeah, it's like, why? 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 GG, Valve. You made me shit myself. God damn it.